Have you ever wondered why some people manage to accumulate wealth while others continue to struggle with endless debts and expenses? Why was money never taught in school? And what have you never learned about money throughout your life? In this short video, you will discover secrets about how money truly works, going far beyond simple saving. We will delve into the world of personal finance, entrepreneurship, and much more. Are you ready to change the way you think about money? Stay tuned because this is a conversation you won't want to miss. Do you know the boxer, Mike Tyson? Well, he was the greatest boxer of all time, earning millions of dollars throughout his life. It is estimated that he made over $300 million during his career. However, he filed for bankruptcy in 2003 with a debt of $30 million. So I ask you, why do many of our actions or motivations in life have an insatiable desire for a lot of money? Why do you want it so badly when the big problem seems to be our ability to manage it? Learn a valuable lesson. Money doesn't tolerate disrespect. It is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. Learn to control it, or it will control you. A lot of people have accumulated a significant amount of debt in this decade. Debt is an invisible burden carried by the most vulnerable in the country. Of course, this is not the reality for everyone, but consider for a moment your own attitude toward money and how money manifests in your own life. When you receive some amount, how long does it stay in your possession? It probably leaves your hands quite quickly, doesn't it? This has likely put you in a vulnerable position, drawing you closer to a get-rich-quick scheme. It's at this moment that you might come across a guru's advertisement claiming that you can get rich if you buy their course. I realize that our perceptions of money are sometimes more crucial than our ability to generate it, especially when our own brains are wired in a way that prevents us from being financially free. Does it really matter if you're earning 6 figures a year if, by the end of the year, you have nothing left in your account? It's time to solve this mystery and, not just that, but explore a better way to understand money. The truth is, we've been taught to earn money and spend it right away. In reality, it should be about earning money, investing a good portion, saving, and only then spending. Think about what money is, or rather, what it represents when you make a purchase on an online marketplace, or when you get paid for your time working a job. What is the meaning of money in these transactions? Money is commonly defined as a medium of exchange, an instrument that facilitates the sale, purchase, or trade of goods between parties. I don't believe this says much about what money truly represents. I think the best way to understand money is as an expression of value. You hand over a certain amount of money to buy something because you perceive that its value is equivalent to the amount of money you've given. Of course, the price is often not determined by you as an individual, but by the market as a whole. But focus on this point. Money equals value. Why is this so important? Because we often give money a moral meaning. A quote you've probably heard is that money is the root of all evil. We look at someone who seems to have a great deal of wealth and assume they were lucky or dishonest, thinking that someone had to lose for them to gain. It never crosses our minds that the person generated value to earn that money. Understanding that to earn a lot of money, you have to generate a lot of value, this is the best way to comprehend that money is not necessarily bad, nor does it make a person bad. Certainly, there are things like scammers who convince you that what they have to sell is worth it, but that says more about the person than about money itself. Money simply opens up your options and broadens your horizons. The choices you make with that money are all about your own moral inclinations. So money is an expression of value. It just magnifies what the person already is. If a person became arrogant when they got a good amount of money, it's because they were already like that their whole life, just never showed it. Now that they have money, it has magnified what they already were. If a person is humble without money, with money in their pocket, they will become even more humble because money only amplifies what the person already is. Now, how does this change the reality of someone living paycheck to paycheck or someone consumed by credit card debt? The simple mention of money being equal to value doesn't change anything. I can make you see money in a different way. But as for practical advice to answer that question, I need to ask you another question. What is your relationship with money? Money will come into your life and go away. This relationship is often expressed through your income and expenses. Another practical way to express this, which I personally like, is your production versus your consumption. For the most part, money will come into your life because you produced some form of value, and for most of us, this value will come in the form of work, a job. Money will leave when you consume something. Netflix subscription, a new car, a house, travels, and various other things. In many ways, we can look at an individual's net worth as a metric to determine their relationship between consumption and production. Consider for a moment all the money that has come in and gone out of your life. How much of it do you still possess today or have invested in some form of asset? Do you think it's imbalanced or does it need improvement? The probability is both, but for most of us, the major issue lies in our consumption. There's a study revealing that 98% of workers spend their entire salary. It also found that among workers earning $100,000 or more per year, 1 in 10 of them also spends their entire salary. You could argue that someone earning 6 figures a year might still want to earn more. However, when you receive an amount well above the average salary and the cost of living, yet still find a way to spend it all, I would say your relationship with consumption needs fixing even before you earn more money. Any wealthy celebrity who has declared bankruptcy can show us that earning a lot of money means nothing when you have an issue with consumption, an unchecked, endless, self-destructive, or senseless pursuit. You may work hard, but the money never stays in your hands. It's not through excessive work that you will earn a lot of money. It's working in the right way and generating value instead of selling your time. Try selling a product as your time is limited, while the products you can sell may be limitless. Now things are starting to make sense to you. A true rat race is someone living on the financial edge, constantly on the brink of bankruptcy, with the feeling that the moment money enters their life, it immediately disappears. The more responsibilities you have, the more dangerous this relationship becomes. The loss of a job, an unexpected health incident, or any unforeseen circumstance can put your entire financial situation in crisis. The first step to organizing your financial life is to become aware of your relationship with money. This is often done by recording your monthly expenses. Note everything, from rent, transportation, food, clothing, entertainment, and so on. It's about understanding yourself as a consumer, but this part is challenging. In behavioral finance, this feeling is often labeled as the ostrich effect, which is our tendency to want to avoid negative financial information. It's that sensation you have when you refuse to look at your bank account after a night out, fearing what it might reveal. However, after going through this stage, it's time to take control of your behavior as a consumer. This usually involves the idea of creating a budget, deciding each month how much you intend to spend in each of these categories, and sticking to it. It's about systematically observing what you consume and finding ways to minimize those things to ultimately live below your means. In other words, having a lifestyle that still leaves you enough money to save and invest in one way or another. It's also important to note that before deciding to invest, one of the most common practices in personal finance is to maintain an emergency fund, a specific amount in savings that you keep for emergencies. This reserve would be an amount equivalent to 3 to 6 months of expenses. But why is the idea of living below your means important? Why would we choose to do the opposite? Why would we choose to live a lifestyle we cannot afford? I could make an entire video about our cognitive biases. The ostrich effect is just one of them that can affect your financial condition. There's a tendency to favor short-term rewards over larger rewards in the future. You choose to buy a new pair of shoes instead of saving that money for a future investment. Most of the time, you don't even need the new shoes. You just bought them to impress people you don't even like. When people around you are buying something, you also buy just to avoid the feeling of falling behind. When your neighbor buys a new car, you buy one too. They buy expensive clothes, and you want to buy too. They renovate the house, and you do it too, all in an attempt to impress or keep up with others due to some form of social pressure. However, in today's world, They are not just literal neighbors. They are much more present than that. We are all vulnerable to social approval. We may claim not to care about what others think of us, but the problem is that we measure our self-esteem by the number of people who like what we post on social media. To be clear, I'm not saying that buying expensive clothes, jewelry, or a new car is a bad thing. I don't think consuming is a bad thing. The goal of this video is not to philosophize about the repercussions of a materialistic worldview. It aims to draw attention to who you are as a consumer. Do you care more about appearing to have money, or do you genuinely have money? Be cautious because the facade of being rich can make you truly poor. The rat race isn't just working from 8 to 5 in a job, but living a lifetime chasing things, be it a paycheck or a material possession. It's fun to talk about making money or imagining having maximum wealth, but what's the point when your relationship with money as a consumer means losing everything or having to work non-stop to finance that lifestyle? That's the real rat race. But with all that said, let's talk about how to make money. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the stock market and opportunities to make money because, for a long time, personal finance and stock channels are great for learning how to invest your money. However, if there's one thing I wish they would talk more about, it's the ability to make money. I understand why they don't. It's easier to cut your expenses to the amount you consume than to increase your income. Speaking to a mass audience and giving advice that will work for most people is usually the best choice. A move that embraces the strategy of living extremely, saving every penny, and investing as early as possible with the intention of retiring as soon as possible. Minimalists also share a similar view, albeit more rooted in philosophical positions about the world and materialism. Some channels promote strategies that fit into the spectrum of living with little, saving a lot, and investing for the long term, and there's nothing wrong with that strategy. It mainly works for people who earn money like they do. But let's be honest, people like Robert Kiyosaki doesn't need to cut coffee expenses or live below expectations because he already earns millions every month. They doesn't rely on these strategies to have a profitable business valued at billions. These people are utilizing large-scale means of production. You know the secret. The most impactful way to provide value is to find a problem in the market, create a solution for that problem, and sell that solution to the market on a large scale. This is the entrepreneurial path, where a successful scale business can produce a large amount of value for society, causing the productive side of the equation to grow exponentially compared to a standard job. But this is not a path everyone can or should try. It's about reflecting on your own capabilities and whether entrepreneurship is more suitable for your direction. With that said, to increase your income, don't rely solely on your salary. Find a way to have a second source of income. Producing is providing value relative to the market in some way. I've used my acting skills, presenting narratives, and video editing to create videos that are entertaining and educating, and fortunately, the market has responded positively. Your form of production could be developing an app or software that solves a problem you believe the market would pay for your solution. For most people, standard employment from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. will be their means of production. But that doesn't mean your ability to produce stops there. Understanding yourself as a producer is about understanding ways you can provide value to the market. If you can provide value on a large scale, then that means making money on a large scale. Fortunately, the internet has provided many opportunities for us to produce something and put it on the market. Whether the market truly wants what you've produced can only be determined after you've launched everything you've produced. So, to summarize, it's important to first become aware as a consumer. Production then becomes a matter of maximizing the amount of value you can bring to society through work, a business, or some other means of production. It's a framework that has helped me a lot, as I'm sure it has helped countless others interested in making money. Before you leave this video, I want to say one thing. Thank you very much for watching until the end. You're still here, which is proof that I provided some kind of value to you in one way or another. So be sure to click the like button, and if you want to see more videos on topics of finance, money, entrepreneurship, and business in general, feel free to click the subscribe button. I also want to recommend two books for you to read as soon as possible: Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. These two books will open your mind a lot about money. But that's it, my friends. I hope you have a blessed day, but don't leave yet. Watch another video on my channel because here we have excellent videos that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Until next time then.